coming to you live from the Salad and Fries studio. With me, your host, Centron.
Oh, my phone going off. My phone is going off. Oh my gosh. Hey, my Salad and Fryers. Thank you all for joining in tonight. It is Monday, February 21st, 2022. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you guys in what, a week or two? 2 weeks. Because the last time we had a show, we had the amazing Queen April Crawley on. So what's going on? Welcome to tonight's show. You're going to get me live and in color. Y'all have been sending me your questions and all that good stuff. Don't forget to go to our website at the bottom of the screen, www.salad-in-fries.com. Hello, everyone who is on. Don't forget, go to our website, share, some more of Salad and Fries because everyone needs some salad and fries. I hope y'all can hear me because I'm like not knowing if y'all can hear me because normally I have someone on because they can tell me like I can hear you, but I'm producing everything by myself tonight. So it's like, yeah. But we going to make this work. Right. Bad hair day, so they had. Awesome. So don't forget to go to www.salad-in-fries.com. I have a million devices. So y'all going to see me all over the place because I'm going to be trying to do everything. Also, if you are on YouTube, don't forget, if you are on YouTube, make sure at the bottom you are subscribing and liking and sharing. Like, don't forget, when one come up, we all come up. So the only way we can come up is if y'all are liking and sharing this YouTube show. Come on, work with me. Thanks, Marielle, for being... Marielle's in the studio audience today. I need an applause button. Give that lady her applause. Yes. Thank you, Marielle, for being such a faithful salad and fryer. I'm so excited. All right. So, yes, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Yeah, all that good stuff. Get in the comments. Like, tonight is your opportunity to ask me whatever you want. Now, we have a unique opportunity tonight. If you want to come on live, like if you want to come on live and you want to chat and put me on the hot seat, I'm going to allow that to happen. All you have to do is either send a note in the comment box if you're on YouTube, or we'll figure it out. Just say, I want to come on, and I'll shoot you a little note of how you can come on. Like literally, I'm going to send you a link. You click on the link and boom, you on the show. I hope I'm not too loud. Yes, Marielle, I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, this show has been a huge transition from inception until now, but I want to thank my mentors who have been pouring into me because without them, Salad and Fries would not have taken place. Like, you all do not understand. This show, I've said this a million times, this show should have started like 5 years ago, but I am such a perfectionist and I just want things to be done a certain way because I'm like, if you can't do it right, don't do it at all. But that's just how I am. But I've learned that sometimes that can be a hindrance. And so therefore, what I was encouraged to do is to just go ahead, start the show, and from there, you can build. So if you go look at the old shows in comparison to now these 2022 shows, you're like, ooh, that baby done come a long way. That baby has come a long way. So yes, I have a million questions that you guys have sent me that you all want me to divulge tonight. Some of them some of them are a little interesting. They're not bad questions. They're good questions. But some of them are pertaining to Chronicles of China, of which I know y'all miss Chronicles of China. I know y'all miss it. I miss writing Chronicles of China, but it'll come back at some point. We'll get into that later. So we're going to go ahead and get into some of these questions. Before we get into the questions, tonight's show was called NYC to ATL because I wanted to share with you all this transition, this process of going from New York to Atlanta. It definitely has been a transition For me, I just want y'all to know it has definitely been a transition. If you just joined us, this is the New York to ATL show. I'm going to talk a little bit about my transition here, what I've experienced. Also, I'm just going to talk about answer your questions that you may have that you've already sent me. Also, don't forget to like, share, and share some more. I know people are joining. I'm just so happy. Yes. We are going to have more guests coming on later this month, and then the whole month of March is going to be fire. Like, March is a fire month. Like, get ready, because like your wig's going to go that way. We're going to push them wigs back in March with some good show stuff. Actually, my last show for February, we'll talk about it later. My last show for February, like next week, is going to be thebomb.com. Like, y'all, I cannot wait for y'all to meet Lynette Doby. She's going to be on next week. So either way, one of the questions is, what's the biggest challenge you've seen you've seen in Atlanta? Let me be clear. I'm going to tell y'all what's been the biggest change I have seen in Atlanta since moving back to Atlanta. So as many of you know, I have been off and on in Atlanta since 2005. I have like this love-hate relationship with Atlanta. I love Atlanta. Even ever since I was in college, I was like, I'm gonna live in Atlanta, meet my husband, and raise my kids, all that good stuff. That's been my life. I was like, Atlanta's gonna be my spot. However, normally when I leave, I'm like gone for like 12 months and then I'm back. Well, this time I left and I was gone for 6 years. So a lot has changed in 6 years since leaving hot Atlanta and going to New York. Coming back to Atlanta it's been a real transition, y'all. Let me tell y'all, Atlanta ghetto. Let me not say that. Let me not say that Atlanta is ghetto. Let me just say Atlanta has changed drastically. I live in the Buckhead area. Now, let me be clear. Let me state this for all intensive purposes, regardless of what you're reading in the media or what you're hearing in the news about Buckhead. Hey, Miss Woods. That's Miss Deborah. But regardless of what you all may read in the media about where I live, because I do live in Buckhead, yes, because at 40, you decide that there are things that you want in your life and you don't compromise. I don't compromise no more. My mom was like, listen, you want it, go get it, baby, as long as you working for it. Because she was like, I ain't paying for it. You going to work for this. So either way, the media makes it out to be like where I stay is like, oh my gosh, you walk down the street, you getting shot and stuff. Nah, let me be clear. Ain't nobody walking down the street where I live getting shot, mugged, all that good stuff. Now, yeah, they are being ratchet because my side of town has changed. I live in Buckhead. It has changed. It is a little bit, how can I say this? It gets a little ethnic when it wants to. But I think it's just a result of people trying to protect themselves. Like, somebody roll up on you talking out the side of their neck. In New York, they just gut you right there. It's like, well, I'm not gonna say that because New York ain't ghetto like that. But here in Atlanta, it's not that I'm trying to be PC, y'all. Those of you who know me, I'm trying to be real PC. Hey, Kyle, we got to get together, boo. We got to get together soon, sir. Mario says I'm Bougetto. Girl, I am. No, I'm not Bougetto. My best friend Eric and I, we have a term that we've coined. We are sophisticated. Get it together. It's sophisticated. We're sophisticated, refined, with a little touch. We're ratchet adjacent. We're hood adjacent. Let's say it that way. Hey, Chevy girl. We're hood adjacent. We're not ratchet. We're ratchet adjacent. So we're sophisticated. Let me say it that way. But either way, as I was saying about my neighborhood is cute. I love my neighborhood. I love the side of town. Yes, they are trying to separate from Atlanta. Whoop, whoop. They've always been wanting to do that. That probably won't happen. Whatever. But it's just a result of people just tired of the urbanites coming to this side of town cutting the food. And I'm like, y'all have some decorum, have some couth about yourself. Because I remember when I was growing up or coming to Atlanta back in the day, we were like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go to Buckhead. Oh my God. Now I'd be like, girl, I'm good. I live in Buckhead, but I don't leave my house. I'm fine. Yes. Ain't nobody gotta go shopping. But the biggest change I've seen is just demographically, just the city itself. There's more people I think due to the media, everybody wants to be seen. Atlanta always was a city where people wanted to be seen. Let's be clear. It's always been one of those things where people wanted to be seen. Buckhead was the spot. Chevy Buckhead is still the spot. Let's be clear, because when you come over to my house, you're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, hey, it is still the spot." Do y'all see this view? This is from my home. Hello, this is the Salad and Fries studio. I have a studio in my home, so let's be clear. I purchased my home specifically so that I can produce a better show. So in my home, I have my studio to do my show. Whenever y'all come down, I have to show y'all around. But yeah, she could be hood adjacent. Let me say it that way. So yes, Atlanta has changed a lot. So y'all have asked me to compare New York to Atlanta. You cannot compare New York to Atlanta. They are just opposite ends of the spectrum. New York is a real city. Let's be clear. The boroughs, I mean, Brooklyn, Queens, Harlem, Staten Island. Maria, I know I done left one out. You gotta throw one out. Oh, Kyle, yes, you got me right back on spot before I go back to comparing New York and Atlanta. Yes, it is the new Hollywood for media and movies. But with it being the new Hollywood for media and movies, everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants to be this star. And I'm like, trust me, y'all don't want that life. Like y'all don't want that life. You can't eat, you can't go out, do stuff that you want to do. People be like, I want to be glamorous, I want to be famous. There's a documentary on HBO that I recommend everyone to watch. It is called Fake Famous. Literally watch Fake Famous. It will, for those of you who are aspiring to be the next I am on TV, I am all that, I am all that in a bag of chips. I'm telling y'all, watch Fake Famous, and it will give you a glimpse as to the life of living the life of luxury, or being this person in the know. Them media people be going through stuff. Like I see them all the time, and a lot of them click with me because when I see them or when I interact with them, I don't be all starstruck. I just treat them like regular people, and they be like, "Oh my gosh, I can breathe around you. Like you're not all up in my face because of who I am, friend. I don't care about who you are, what show you on, who you do what. Mama don't care because you live a hard life. You live a public life. I don't want that. I don't want to live a public life. And if I get in a relationship with someone who lives a public life, my biggest request of him is keep me in the background. I don't need nobody to know about what's going on. So if you all are on the show, y'all gonna hear about some folks that I have interacted with that do live public lives. I will never ever reveal people's names. I will never say who they are, but we'll talk about some stuff a little bit later on in the show. So I've been asked to compare New York to Atlanta as it relates to transportation. Hands down, Atlanta ain't got nothing on New York. Let's be clear. Let's be clear, Klarna. Let's be clear. And but also, if you push Atlanta together, Buckhead, downtown, Midtown, Dunwoody, Sandy Springs, if you push all those cities together, you may get a portion of Manhattan. Okay, a portion. You won't get all of New York if you push all the different aspects of Atlanta together. You will get part of it. However, the transportation here, the public transportation, child, I wish I could go read these signs. Baby, they are paying people bonuses to come drive these buses and drive these trains in Atlanta, honey, because the kids is not trying to work. The kids was like, we ain't pushing no bus, we ain't pushing no train, we ain't got like, yes, Kyle, I ain't gonna say Mata is Basuda because Mata is outside my house and I specifically purchased my home so that I can take the train. But yes, the transportation could be a little bit better. It needs to connect all parts of the city. Like literally the train goes north, south, east, and west. And then you got buses in between. I said, girl, the ghetto, who does that? We don't do north, south, east, and west. We do more than north, south, east, and west. We actually should be like New York. If you look at a New York subway map, it literally looks like a bowl of spaghetti. Whereas when you look at Atlanta subway map, child, it looks like a cross. You be like, girl, this is like a funky cross, honey, with the splitting head at the top. That is horrible. So the transportation is basura. But New York's transportation, you can get wherever you need to get to, baby. It might take you a little time, but you can get there. But I will say it takes you the same amount of time in New York driving that it does to take the train to go somewhere. I'm just saying, at least that's been my experience. But other people can chime in. Food. Let's get into the food. New York food and Atlanta food, opposite ends of the spectrum. Again, Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere. They are not the same. You can't even compare the food. Like the food in New York, I will say because I've traveled the world, I've probably had dishes from everywhere, and I like to experience different cultures and ethnicities. However, you come to Atlanta, baby, girl, it ain't there. She ain't there. The food just ain't there. I mean, it's the food is good, the food is cute, but it's not like New York. Like, baby, you can get whatever you want in New York. Whatever kind of food you want, baby, you can get whatever you want. So food-wise, coming back to Atlanta, I realized that Atlanta does not have the food scene that it think it has. Now, it be charging arm and a leg for food. But no, Mario girl. Mario said Atlanta food is better. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. When you come down here, you will be like, okay, the presentation is great. It tastes good. But I don't know. I think New York food has so much flavor. I think New York food has so much culture, so much heart in it. Now, the Chinese food, I will say, I shouldn't even say Chinese. That's just horrible. I don't know what to call. We're gonna say Asian American because we in the United States really don't eat real food. So Asian American food in New York versus Asian American food in Atlanta, child, not even the same. Honestly, to tell you the truth, they both not that good to me because I feel like Atlanta's food, Asian American food, has gone to basura since I've moved back. Like I have not been able to find my spot. Like I have not been able to get to my space to get some good food. All Atlanta has is wings. Child, yes. If I see one, I'm not gonna say the name of the chicken place, but child, she on every corner. I said, girl, honey, all y'all want to eat is fried chicken. Well, let's be clear, Kyle, because in New York there's a Popeye's chicken every 5 blocks. So New Yorkers love their fried chicken. I only gain weight in the South. Well, I mean, girl, it just depends on what you eat. Now, let's get to this culture. This could be taken many ways. We could be talking about ethnicities. We could be talking about pop culture. We could be talking about fashion culture. Atlanta, hands down, ain't got nothing on New York. Let's be clear. I love it. Y'all don't think I am flaunting New York. But yes, let me be clear. I love Atlanta. Love Atlanta. Glad I've moved back. However, culturally, the scene is just not there. Friend, I'm used to going out. Like if I get on a train, baby, it's like everybody. You don't know who's on there. We got black, we got white, we got Asian, we got Hispanic, we got German, we got Norwegian, we got everybody, right? You come to Atlanta, chop, you're gonna see the same. You're gonna see the same all the time. Um, so the culture, New York culture is just popping. It's alive, it's bright, it's vibrant. Atlanta wants to have that. And I think it can, but we're just in the South, and I think we're just still stuck in Southern ways. We're not open to being what we could for the airport to be like the central or focal point of the United States. Like you can get to anywhere in the world from Atlanta like that. Let's be clear. Anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world, you can get to it from Atlanta. But for so many people to be coming in and out of Atlanta versus New York, you would think Atlanta will be more culturally diverse than New York, but it's not. But I guess because around the world, people only know about New York. You can go anywhere in the world and you will see a I love New York shirt. You will never see a I love Atlanta shirt anywhere in the world. You can go to Dubai, you can go to South Africa, baby. You can probably go to any place in South America. You will find a I love New York shirt. You will not find a I love Atlanta shirt. I don't know why that is. If somebody can tell me why that is, I don't know. New York gives you so much diversity with each borough and communities within the boroughs. Yes, CNN did a special maybe a year or two ago that talks about the hidden gems of the United States. And they actually talked about different parts of New York because I learned from living in New York that Queens is like the place to get like your most authentic Asian or ethnic food. Indian, Vietnamese, Chinese, everything is all in Queens. So I was like, okay, great. So it's not that I'm the spokesperson for New York tonight, but I am. Things to do. New York hands down got things to do. Free things to do, Now, let me be clear. Let me round them off because I was talking to someone and it was like, oh, what is there to do in New York? Baby, there's plenty of things to do in New York and you ain't got to pay for them. Baby, you can go to the, I'm not going to, I'm not gonna say it. Y'all can hit me up offline. I'll tell you the places y'all can go to for free in New York. They got price tags. They got big price tags. When you roll up in there, they be like, "This is how much it costs to get in here." But I'm gonna tell you what you got to do just to get in there for free. You ask and you shall receive. I'm just saying. Kyle, what did you say? Kyle said, "To be fair, it's because that's what's the place for immigrants to go." Correct. That is true. To be fair, historically, immigrants did come into New York Harbor to pass Ellis Island to see the Statue of Liberty because New York is the welcoming gate historically for different cultures around the world. However, it's 2022, friend. We should be expanding every place. Every place is the gate. Atlanta is technically the gate now, but folks just go to New York because it's New York. New York City. Mario says, please share. Mario, I definitely will share. Friend, I know I got to. So things to do, hands down, there's more things to do in New York than there is in Atlanta. Everything in Atlanta, child, be closing around midnight. You be like, child, let's go out, let's go bowling, let's do something late night on a Thursday night. Let's say people work. Only thing you're gonna be able to do is go to a club. Ain't no bowling. There's no go-karting late at night. Friend, they be like, girl, you better go to this club. You better go to this chicken house and get you some fried chicken and sit down and be quiet. That's about, oh, child house at 11 p.m. Yes, yes, friend, 11 p.m. And that's sometimes on a Saturday night. You be like, let me go get a cute little drink real quick. First, you got to pay to get up in there. Then by the time you get up in there, you got to get this watered down drink. And we're talking about Atlanta. We ain't talking about New York. Because, baby, in New York, baby, you can get one drink and you good to go. You better go to sleep. Friend, Maria, ain't nobody trying to go to sleep. Like when you move from a city like New York and you come to Atlanta, yes, I am a homebody. I love to be home. But coming back here, I'm just like, ooh, girl, I did not move back to Atlanta to be a homebody. So quality of life. Now, I will say, um, as it relates to quality of life, the difference between New York and Atlanta, I got to a place where when I was living in New York, because I was so focused on saving money for my 40th birthday party and buying a home, I was technically living off of one paycheck. You can make it work in New York. You just gotta hustle a little harder. I will say quality of life, the expectation coming from New York to Atlanta was for it to be easier. However, I see that I spend more money in Atlanta than I did in New York. Case in point, in New York, I didn't drive. So I took the train. I also had $1,000 Uber bill every month. Yes, you heard me correct. I had $1,000 Uber bill every month. But for whatever reason, I did eat out a lot. So I did budget about $700 to $800 a month for dining out and groceries every month. However, since I've moved to Atlanta, I feel like I spend more money because I drive everywhere. I don't walk. I don't take the train. Now I'm spending money on gas. No, I don't have $1,000 Uber bill every month, but I now have a gas bill. Then groceries here are expensive. Child, y'all be talking about New York groceries. Atlanta groceries are expensive. Y'all went to the grocery store last night. I got two different types of cheese because yes, I like to snack on cheese and nuts, and I love these rosemary sea salt crackers I got. So I like to eat stuff like that. So I picked that up last night, child. She was like $42. I said $42 for what? Girl, I'm confused. You got me confused. You got me twisted. So I think I spend more money, but quality of life, it's a toss up. I'm kind of torn because I felt like while I was in New York, I was like, oh my gosh, if I was back in the South, my quality of life would be better. It's pretty much about the same. Let me be clear. Let's clear some up. Back the train up. Back it up. Let me be clear. I see my friends more. I spend more time with my friends. So spiritually and mentally, my quality of life in Atlanta is way better than what it was in New York. So as it relates to quality of life from that aspect, it is better. You get more home for the price of ATL in comparison to New York, especially for houses. That is true. You do get more home for your buck in Atlanta, but Atlanta is getting to a place where they are overpricing stuff. So it's like, girl, we in the South. Girl, I should not be spending $300 per square foot. Like that just doesn't make sense. Like, girl, this ain't New York. This is Atlanta. Like it just doesn't make sense. You have all the supply and not enough demand. So in my head, I'm like, you got all the supply. I ain't believing the hype that they putting out there in the media. Like it is not. Hey Lamar, um, that's what's more important. Yes, Maria, I get to see my friends and my family more often. I don't get on the plane. I drive to South Carolina to see my family. I do not like to fly. When I get off work, y'all don't understand. People like, if I had your job, I would be flying around the world. Trust me, after you done got through dealing, never mind. Let me not even go there. So quality of life is better because I get to see my friends and my family more, and that just makes me mentally feel way better. Let's see. I agree with Kyle. The homes can be overpriced, but they are paying 25,000 for taxes. So they can cry at the Listen, let's talk about that tax bill. For those of you who do not live in the city of Atlanta, this does not apply to you because people who don't. Hey, what's the rapper Amaretta? Is Amaretta? I don't know how to say her name. Didn't she say if y'all don't live in Atlanta, stop claiming? So say if you live in Decatur, that's Decatur. That ain't Atlanta. But so for those of you who don't live in Atlanta, this don't apply to you. So my tax bill, my mortgage company is tripping right now because my mortgage company was like, your city. I get two taxes. I get county taxes and I get city taxes. So my county taxes are projected at $3,200. Yes, you heard me, $3,200 and some change. And my county taxes are projected at like $1,200 for this year. Yes, 1,200 or either 1,100. Either way, I don't know. One of them. So altogether, they're projecting my taxes to be roughly $4,400, $4,400 for 2022. Y'all, for my home, I said, "Girl, no, ma'am." I called the people. I was like, "No, I get a discount." So in Atlanta, we do get a what's called a homestead exemption, and I do get a discount, but she's still expensive. But Maria, that don't sound nice, so nice and reasonable. No, ma'am. Maria said that sounds so nice and reasonable. Girl, no, it don't. Honey, no, not. Mm-mm. But I don't like the taxes here, but I can understand in New York, you would be spending more taxes for your home. Working. The difference between working in New York and working in Atlanta is, child, they all the same because COVID just done made everybody crazy. So it don't matter where you work in the United States at this point. Everybody done gone cuckoo. So when I was in New York, I was giving them the look, and in Atlanta, I'm giving them the look, baby. When I say my RBF 3000 be on it at work, my coworkers be like, "Your face is horrible." I'm like, "My face ain't horrible. I just let them know, girl. I ain't the one, the two, the three, the four, or the five. Don't try me. Try Jesus, honey." All right. So, what has been the hardest part of your transition? I really haven't had a hard part of transitioning. Actually, transitioning from New York to Atlanta was good. My family or my close friends, though, every time I start a new chapter, I throw away the old and bring in the new. So I just started with a whole new thing of energy here. I didn't really bring anything from New York, so I pretty much left everything. What has been the most rewarding part of your transition? The most rewarding part of my transition, as I just said, has been being able to see my friends and my family. Now, yes, I don't come back to Atlanta and all my friends got booze. They got boo things. And I'm sitting here, I be at home sometimes. They be like, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Let's go hang out. Like, no, we're having a double date, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I need to go order a mail order husband. Let me go do me a mail order husband because my friends ain't gonna be out here having fun on double dates and I'm at home looking out the window like all by myself. We ain't having that. I can always tell when I'm flying back into Atlanta. Child, you can always tell when you flying back. Well, actually, every city has its own energy. So let me say it that way. Every city has its own energy. Flying into New York, you get an energy. Flying into LA, you get an energy. Flying into Atlanta, you get an energy. It just depends on where you flying to, Kyle. I guess just because of my job, I'm just able to pick up to it. What? I'm signed up for mail order too. Listen, mail order husband is the thing to do. Clearly, I specifically need to order me one from Jamaica, but then again, I kind of need to order me one from the Republic of the Congo. That's fine. But then again, I have a lot of friends who are Liberian and Nigerian. Maybe I need to give me a mail order husband from Liberia. Hey, my Liberian friends, can y'all hook me up real quick? I'm just saying. I mean, don't y'all want to see me happy and married? I mean, my mom needs some grandkids. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Mail and custom order. Yes, custom ordered. Okay, so the biggest transition, the best part just has been being able to see my friends. What are you doing differently in Atlanta than you did in New York? In New York, I definitely was a homebody. In Atlanta, I do get out more. I actually went out yesterday. I was supposed to just go out to brunch and just hang out with the fellas and just have brunch and kiki and all that good stuff. Going out to brunch, having a couple of cocktails, ended up getting me sent to another bar. And I get in there and I'm just seeing all these yummy deliciousness around me. And I just was like, let me go home because this is what I remember from Atlanta. Just flowing with just beautifulness. But child, let me be clear. In Atlanta, child, it's a candy stop. Yes, they are everywhere. They are beautiful, but they are so bad for your teeth. So I just leave them. I see them and I keep it pushing. I be like, I'm good, baby. You cute. But I'm at a different place in my life and you ain't coming to lay on my couch. You better not order a husband. But if you do, I'll put whatever I want it. Y'all, my cousin is crazy. Friend, listen, we ain't got to worry about his flight because I can take care of his flight. It's just, making sure he good when he here, getting him put in on the family, making the family, break him in, all that stuff. Come on, bad for your teeth. Trey, steal your lamp. Listen, honey, these kids down here are bad for your health and everything. That's why I leave them right where they at. I don't let no trade come in my house. Friend, when you come to my house, you'll see why I don't let trade. I messed up one time and let Trey come over here. Trey was like, this here nice. I ain't never been in nobody's house in no New York, in Buckhead. This here nice. I was like, oh yeah, you can't come back here. No, Trey, you can't come. Yeah, Trey came to my house one time. But thank God I got a concierge at the front desk that won't let Trey come upstairs when I ain't home. Oh, no, honey. Don't let Trey come upstairs. Tell Trey I ain't home, honey. Tell Trey you got the voicemail. We ain't doing that. So, what do you miss about living in New York? Living, working, food. Okay, the only thing I miss about New York is, can I be transparent? And I know she's not watching this. I hope she is. I honestly miss my dear heart Mona. Like, y'all don't understand. I love me some Mona. Like, I just loved Mona. I will say that. And I miss Kiana. I miss hanging out with Kiana. I miss hanging out with Sean. I miss the random text messages of let's go sit at the pier and just have an outside picnic. Me and Kiana used to do that all the time. We would go to the pier, sit out, eat. I miss that about New York because we don't have that in Atlanta. I don't have a place. I mean, I can go to the park, but that's boring. Like in New York, I could go to the Brooklyn Pier or the Brooklyn Park and have a cookout, not a cookout, have a picnic. I don't care if it's winter, if it's cold outside, we're gonna have on our coats, sitting outside eating, baby, with some hot soup. I feel like I would do more outings, but I miss Mona and I miss Kiana and I miss Sean. Yeah, I miss my peeps in New York. Yeah, they really made New York special for me. Well, my cousin said come over one time and want to move it. Child, they don't even come over. Before they even come over, they already trying to move in. They be like, child, let me move in. All right, so let me move into this next section. Enough of comparing Atlanta to New York. Let's get into the goody, the gushy, which is what I should have started the show with. Let's talk about this love and this dating. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready for me to talk about love and dating? Like, I need to see it in the comments. Y'all ready for me to talk about love and dating? Are y'all ready to hear about these people who live public lives that I've had my entanglements with? Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be transparent tonight. And don't judge me. This is a judgment-free zone. So if y'all want to judge me, judge your mammy. Don't judge me, judge your mammy. Because just because I've done some things that you all have wanted to do, don't judge me. At least I did it and I can own up to it. So first, are you dating? No, I am. Okay. I am not exclusively dating someone. Am I dating? Yes. How has dating been since being back in Atlanta? Dating since being back in Atlanta has been basura. When I say basura, hot basura, baby. Dating since being back, but that's my fault. My best friend Eric said, or friend, you got to look at the pond in which you fishing in. That's probably what, child, y'all, look at my mama. My mama said, period. I love her. I don't think she knew what she just said. That could have been a typo, but she said, period. I ain't been dating. Dating in Atlanta is basuda. It's hot basuda. And if you don't know what basuda means, it means trash. So dating has been trash. I have been dating. I'm not dating anyone exclusively at this point. Is dating better in New York City or Atlanta? Dating in Atlanta and dating in New York is both basuda. Dating in New York was a little challenging because everybody's working, everybody's busy, everybody's hustling. And people don't know how to make time. And making time in New York means let's have Netflix and chill. Well, friend, you get tired of Netflixing and chilling. Friend, you're not coming. They always want to come to your house in New York. They because everybody got roommates, and I lived by myself. Everybody got roommates. So they want to come over, they want to weigh out your couch, they want to eat your food, they want to watch Netflix, they want to lay up in your bed all night. You like, girl, go home. Anybody got time for that? So yes, dating in New York was basuda, and dating here in Atlanta is just I don't know. It's just interesting. What's the difference in dating in New York versus dating in Atlanta? Ain't no difference. They both trash. Next question: have you reconnected with any old loves? Have I reconnected with any old loves? Child, we're gonna put that on pause. So at our age, the dating pool everywhere got people. Cause listen, listen, y'all. Everywhere at our age, the dating pool does have pee in it. It really does. Mario said New York City dating was exhausting. I mean, the city can be exhausting, period. Because let me be clear. I remember specifically one night I was going on a date in New York, and y'all, I got all cute, got this little nappy head done. I done got all cute. Baby, I got on that train, honey. Child. Well, first off, walking from my house to the train made my hair look a mess. I'm sweating. I get on the train, I'm hot. Then I get to the date. I gotta go in the bathroom, refresh myself before he gets there so that I can look halfway decent because you look nothing like you looked before you left your house in New York in the summertime. And I'm like, girl, so yes, I'm exhausted before the date get there. And then if he get there and the energy's just off, you're like, girl, I'm over it. Dating in between the boroughs is long. Yes, that is why people only date in their borough. Like I would never date a Harlem guy. Like I lived in Brooklyn. And it was like, if you didn't live in Brooklyn, I was not trying to date you. I was like, honey, you stay where? Now, if you stayed in Manhattan, I would consider it because I always went to the island. But if you say you was in Harlem, baby, that's a whole hour train ride. No, ma'am. We good. Moving on. Next. So, have I reconnected with any old love since being in Atlanta? I have. I know you watching. Um, there is a young man that I met before I moved to New York. I'm gonna say his name just in case he is watching. David. Uh, David is amazing. David is a great guy. David and I just met at transitions. He was in a transition. I was in a transition. Now that I'm back in Atlanta, um, David and I have talked, but we don't stay in the same. He doesn't stay in Atlanta. David is outside of the city. David far. David far. But baby, he watching us. He will be here. Listen, y'all. When I was talking to David before I left, I didn't know David was driving over an hour to come see me. I came home one night. I done had flowers on my door. Like, y'all, this man was like, you gonna be mine. We gonna be together. I said, David, that's a little bit scary. I came home and there were flowers on my door. That's a little cuckoo. I said in a gated community. But no, David was a great guy. We have reconnected. We're just talking as far as dating is concerned. We'll keep you posted. We're gonna stick a pin in that. What do you think the future holds for you in dating? As it relates to dating, I don't know, child. I ain't thinking about it. I just got back to Atlanta because I'm now back in Atlanta. What 6 months now? You better lock David down. I know I locked my David down quick. Listen, so David, I'm about to put our business out there. I like David. I think David is great. David snored too much for me. I will say that because David would stay the night, and honey, I could not sleep. It's like David, baby, you snore too much. And on top of that, I know y'all like, child, he putting all David business out. Yes, I'm putting all David business out there. David never would drink before he met me, and I introduced him into cocktails. He doesn't drink. to this day. He's a good godly man. Let me say this. David's a good godly man. And I know this is not a bad thing. Mario said get that man a seat. Listen, I don't know if he still snores, but David had denial about that snoring. David was like, I don't snore. I'm like, bruh, you snore all night. Like I could never sleep whenever you stay at night. But the issue that I think I had with David, and this is going to be his first time hearing this, my issue that I had with us was, yes, we both were in transition, but I also felt like I was competing with God. And I just don't feel like I need to compete with God. Like that's just a losing battle. You're not going to win there. And when I say competing with God, David is heavily involved in his ministry. And I just, yeah, yeah. I just like, well, I'm not a first G, bruh. I'm not gonna be sitting on the front row looking cute. I ain't gonna be crossed at the ankles. No, I ain't one of them, honey. I'm sophisticated, honey. They're gonna be like, ooh, child, the first G is sophisticated. Better put those strips on his nose. No, you need to see Pat. But David is amazing. So off of David, let me talk about some of these dates I've been on, y'all. Y'all want to hear about these dates I've been on before I talk about these gentlemen I've dated? So I went on one date, y'all. I got here, I met a guy. Been there, I understand. Y'all, Charles, an old date too. Hey, Charles, I don't put your business out there. His mouth just dropped wide open. Y'all, Charles is a good date, honey. Charles, I love me some Charles, honey. Y'all, Charles is a good date. He gonna get in the comments in a minute because I don't put our business out there. Oh, yes, honey. Charles was a good date. I love me some Charles. Either way, so my first dating experience is hey Richard, what's going on? So my first date being back in Atlanta. This is gonna be drama, y'all. Let me give y'all the drama. As y'all seen in the title, the drama. So let me tell you about the drama. I moved into my building, love my building. So me minding my business. I met a gentleman via an app. I swiped right, and he was like, "Let's get together. I want to come see you." So he came over, and now let me be clear. He came over because the goal was for us to. I know my mama watching this show, but he came over for us to make babies or play bingo. He came over for us to play bingo. I was gonna be screaming the bingo, but he came over for us to play bingo. And when he got here, I was like, oh my gosh, this man is amazing. Like, y'all, he is fine. When I say fine, he is like 6'4", solid, tatted, beautiful. Got a good job. He's an accountant. I mean, I'm talking about beautiful. So, yes, Rich, I had to do the sign language for those who don't know, but I gotta say bingo. Y'all, this man is beautiful. So he was like all in my face. He was like, yo, I like you. We need to hang out. He was like, I don't think we should have sex. So I'm like, ooh, I'm 41. He's 27. That's the first mistake, but it is what it is. So we hanging out. He goes home. I'm like in awe. Like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be my man. I done moved back to Atlanta. I done met me a man, all this good stuff. Child, we go on a date, y'all. Literally, we go on a date. Child, who just texted me? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure nobody sends me a note to come on live. We go on a date. We have fun on the date. We come back to my house. We eating chicken wings at midnight because ain't nothing else to do in Atlanta. So we eating chicken wings on the couch, and y'all got a huge couch. Like I got a really big couch specifically because I'm a big boy, and I was like, my man gonna be a big man, and this dude is 6'4". So I'm like, what? Perfect. So we all laid out on the couch. He's like, yo, I'm really feeling you. I like you. I want to hang out with you. Cause don't cut your pearls. There's a lot y'all gonna cut y'all pearls about later. But we hanging out, and I'm like, I'm gonna get me some tonight. Hey, I'm gonna get me some tonight. Hey, cause he is feeling it, y'all. He is rubbing on my feet. And I'm like, you better stop rubbing on my feet when you get a little bit. So next thing I know, he's like, yo, I gotta go home. And I'm like, you a grown man. Why is you going home so early? Like, what? So he was like, he got to go home. So I said, this is the game they playing in Atlanta. They get in your head, make you want to run after them. So I said, okay, I get what he putting down. He's 27, I'm 40. Let me go ahead and run after this little boy real quick. So y'all, we talking, we hanging out. Yes, I got my Yankee fitted, right, Walter? What? That's New York could do it to you. So yes, fast forward, y'all. He mysteriously gets sick. So I'm like, okay, maybe he just has COVID. So he's like, he can't see me. I'm like, okay, he can't see me. So a week goes by, y'all. I don't see this man. He is sick. Babe, I'm sick. He doesn't call me. He sends me a picture. You didn't ask why he had to go home. No, Maria, I didn't ask him why he had to go home. That ain't been my business. I just was like, listen, I'm not gonna ask why he gotta go home. I had my suspicions, but I wasn't gonna worry about it. So either way, bruh decides he had to go home. We didn't talk for like a week. He was sick. I just thought he had COVID. And he just drops off the face of the earth. Well, he sends me a text and he shows me he has like the sore throat stuff. And he's like, I'm so sick and I miss you and I can't wait till you cook for me again. Fine, because y'all done cook this man a gourmet meal. Like, if I like you, I'm gonna cook you a meal. So I cooked him some food that put him to sleep. So he is like ghosting me. And at this point, I'm like, did this dude really ghost me? But at this point in my life, honey, girl, you ghost me. That's fine, honey. I'm a Capricorn. I know how to check out. Like, my feelings turn off just like that. And they turn off. So lo and behold, I was coming out my garage one day in my car. I said, let me go get me some gas. I thought it was quite weird that the universe was like, you should go get some gas right now. Like, universe, why do I need to go get gas right now? But I've learned to listen. When my universe says do something, I do it. So I'm in my car coming out the garage. I have tinted windows, so you really can't see in my car. Lo and behold, who is pulling up into my garage but him and some other man? Y'all, bruh pulled up in my garage in my building with another man. So I'm sitting here like, do I back this car up? And do I get out and be like, bruh, what's all this about? What's all this about? Like, I done been in New York long enough. You about to catch these hands, you and him, real quick. But I was like, no, I might be sophisticated, but I am not jail material. So I pull off. I go by my business. I call my friends. And me and the troops, we done ran the troops. So my friends, they're like, they ain't about that life no more, y'all. Like, in their 20s and early 30s, they was about that life, but they ain't about that life no more. You know what my friends was like? They was like, you don't need him. He ain't good. Move on. This me. Move on. This bro got me over here thinking like he's sick and about to die and all this good stuff. So, y'all, I kid y'all not, a week goes by and my best friend is like coming over for we can go out to dinner. I walk outside and who is pulling into my garage again but him? Y'all, do y'all know this dude drives past me like he don't even know me? So I said, we about to pull a Solange tonight. We going to go get on that elevator and we're about to up tonight. So I get in my best friend's car. I said, let's go key his car. I was like, we going to go key that car tonight. He was like, you're not going to go key that guy's car. I said, we going to key his car. My best friend was like, you have cameras in your garage and they're going to catch you keying his car. I said, well, I can bump it or something. I was like, we need to do something. I said, because you're not going to pull up in my garage and not talk to me. So I was like, don't worry. So I moved on. Y'all, I moved on. I said, write him off. And here he go, feeling guilty. How you doing? I missed you. Y'all, blocked. So I had to let him go. So that was the first date, my first dating experience of moving back to Atlanta. Yes, cousin, at the same building. He a hoe. He definitely a hoe. He a hoe, a real hoe. So Mario, what he said, I would have called him while nope. Ain't been no point. Not gas. Yes, y'all, bro was dating somebody else in the same building. So come to find out, he was actually dating someone in my building before me. They were just on a little hiatus, and he was using me to spy on the other guy in the building. I said, ain't this about a boop? So I said, bump it. So my second dating experience in Atlanta, I said, okay, hey Omar. I'm scared to date younger. I recently approached, but I mean, dating younger is not bad. I don't have an issue with dating younger. It's just making sure that their mind in the right spot. So it's not bad because I know in my 20s I was in a different place. So because dating. Oh, all right, Lamar, I got one for you. So dating younger and dating older is the same because this next dating experience, Walter, some of you love this. I love these stories. Leave them young things alone. Okay, so for everyone who's saying leave young people alone, remember the first guy I talked to in Atlanta since being back was 27. All right, so I've been talking to another gentleman. I met another gentleman. He is, I hate to even say his age because I know how old my mom is going to be in September. Shout out to my mama. Hey, mama. If you still watching, say, hey, son, I love you. Y'all, my mama be watching my show. She is my stage manager because after the show, she going to call me and roast me. Like after every show, she's like, I didn't like this. I didn't like that. You need to do this. You need to do that. I'm like, girl, calm down. Please, hold on. 27 is too young. 27 is not young. He Charles, let's be clear. This brother had a good job. He was an accountant. His mind is in a good space. He turned me on because he was an accountant. And that's my background, accounting, baby. These younger at least know what they want more. Yes, the younger ones do know what they want, and they will come after it. I will give the younger babies that. If they see something that they want, they will definitely go after it. Yes, I did pull out my Vaseline. I got a big one. Y'all need to start using this stuff here too. This stuff here is thebomb.com. But either way, offer products. So to those of you who are saying leave the younger ones alone, this next one that I dated, which is my second dating experience in Atlanta, me and this guy had been texting and talking for like 12 months. We had never met. So we finally decided to go on a date. And I thought we were the same age. I was under the impression that he was about anywhere between 40 to 45. So, what do you say, Walter? I use that for my son now. Yes, it's the bomb, right? It's the truth. I just found out about it. But either way, so this new guy I was trying to go on a date with, I'm thinking this dude is like between 40 to 45. He was like, yo, let's go on a date. And like, I'm feeling him because let me run his credentials. Let me run his credentials. This man is retired military. Ding! Check. Don't y'all judge me. Yes, I'm Sophista Ratchet. He got to have a certain type of bank to be trying to approach me at this point. So either way, he's retired military. And he retired with a good whatever it is, a good exit plan. So he got good check coming in. That's number one. Number two, yes, Kyle, those military benefits. So he got that. Number two, he's well traveled. Ding! I need that in my life. A man who does know how to travel, knows where he wants to go. So he's well traveled. Number three, so we got retired military, well traveled. He has a daughter. Ding! I'm like, okay, he has a family. And then what was the other one? Oh, he kept telling me I knew he was in school, but I never knew what he was in school for. He is finishing up becoming a nurse practitioner. And anyone who knows what a nurse practitioner is, all you know is ding, ding, ding. Because a nurse practitioner in my book is the same thing as a doctor, but I mean, they just don't do the same thing. But either way, so he's a nurse practitioner, and he was like, yeah, I work so much. And I never understood why he worked so much. So he was like, I've been working so much because due to COVID, I'm the nighttime hospital administrator. This man runs the hospital. So he got coin coming in from everywhere, military, and he's in school. Come on. Yes, he's checking all the boxes. So he has been telling me to be patient and that he wants to see me and that it's just school is a lot and it's a lot. So I was like, fine, whatever, dude, we'll get together. So finally he asked me out on a date, y'all. We go on a date. And it was not the ideal date because I don't like to go out to dinner for my first date. So if anybody watching this and you want to go me on a date or you want to tell somebody to take me on a date, tell them do not take Centron out to date. To dinner. I do not want to go to dinner. No, that is boring. Because I got to sit there with you and what if the conversation dry? He may have had all that, but what he didn't have was time. He didn't have time, but I knew his time was going to open up because he's finishing up school. So I know how that is because one of my friends is a medical doctor. And I know once she finished everything, residency, all that good stuff, her life is great. It's Gucci. And then most medical doctors will tell you they make time for what they want to make time for, period. And he ain't got no debt. Remember that he ain't got no debt, even with going to school to become a nurse practitioner. So he got money. So y'all, let me get to this age. He's 58. He left all that out. I'm like, okay, why is he being so secretive about his age? I said, before I go on this date, I need you to tell me how old you are for real. Bruh is 58. I said, my mom is about to be 65 in September. Oh, I done said her age, child. She gonna cuss me out for real tonight. So my mom is in her 60s, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't even no better. But either way, he is like, I'm 58. And I'm like, you 58? I said, how old is your daughter? Y'all, he a granddaddy. Like, he got a grandchild. So I said, it's okay, Centron. It's okay. Just go out. He's 58. You know, he looks young. He looks really young. Like, y'all, he really looks really young. He's a very attractive man. He looks good. So we go on a date. Y'all, this date is funny. We go on a date. We get to this place, and he wanted to sit at the bar. And I was like, why you want to sit at the bar? Like, that's so boring. Like, who wants to sit at the bar? So, yes, dated somebody your same age as your parent. I dated 40 when I was 20. But either way, we sat at the bar. I was like, yo, I got to go to the bathroom. Y'all, I go to the restroom, and I come back from the restroom, and no offense, ladies, no offense whatsoever. Like, this chick is leaned over the bar all in his face, like, chatting him up. She is like, how you doing? Like, she is the bartender. Like, she is up in his face. And he's talking back to her. And I'm like, okay. So I slide in next to him, and I'm not even trying to be up under him. But sis picked up on that energy because he looked at me and he hugged me when I got to the bar. Sis got heated. Like, she was like, have a good night. Someone's gonna come help you guys. So I said, oh, she mad. Sis rolled her eyes all night at us. And I was like, sis, we're not even together. Like, this is our first date. And what you rolling your eyes at me for? I didn't take your man from you. Clearly, he didn't want you. He with me. But that ain't the point. I ain't here to battle nobody over no man. I'm sorry. But sis was low-key upset all night. See, I told females I did up to 16 and down to 25. But when you date up, you got okay, the good benefits. But I don't want you to have your AARP card, though. I'm sorry. No offense for those of you who have your AARP card. But either way, y'all, the date was cool. We laughed, we joked, he paid for everything, we kept doing drinks or whatever. And he was like, he want to get together again. So I said, Gucci, you cute, you got good benefits. Mama can be patient. Y'all, he texts and texts. And one night he was like, y'all want to come over? I'm like, man, I need to see you. Like, this is like 12 o'clock. Cause I know that 12 a.m. text, that WYD means ain't, like I said, ain't nothing open after 12 but legs. So he's like, y'all want to slide through? So I'm like, okay, he fine. He can slide through. Y'all, 1 o'clock came, 2 o'clock came. I was asleep by 2:30. I wasn't gonna text him, bro. It was a no call, no show. I said, girl, see your manager tomorrow. Don't call me, don't text me nothing. So I didn't say anything to him. A week goes by after he ghosted me. A week goes by and he is like blowing my phone up. No response. To this day, y'all have not replied to him. And he be sending me texts. I miss you. I can't wait to see you. Bro, you 58 years old, still playing his games. So to those of you who said don't date younger, baby, it don't matter how old or young they are. Child, they hot basuda. What, Kyle, you love and have it. See your manager. So yes, I've been on 2 dates since I've been here. They've been interesting. I have been out with some other people. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so some of you have looked at some stuff that I posted on Facebook, and I that man went to sleep. No, Mario, he was playing games with his family. I think he was just playing with his child. Who's the Yeah, I think he was just playing with his grandchild, you know, because he was like, all my family in town, all this good stuff. But either way, so not child, ain't nothing but legs up, honey. After ain't nothing but legs open after midnight, y'all. So if you get that WYD text, that means they trying to. Girl, who is this? One of y'all trying to send me a note. But either way, so off of him. Some of you may have seen on Facebook a while ago, I had posted about this guy that I felt like, okay, we should be married. I love him. I want to be clear because there are 3 guys that I think or thought would be great partners for a life. And I'm glad to be able to say that I've met 3 people with great energy. Like when I say great energy, some amazing energy. But the first one could not commit. And he was a man about the situation and said, he doesn't know what commitment looks like. And he doesn't think he would ever be able to commit. And it wasn't a cop out because to this day, he's still single. The second one, our relationship is best for us to stay friends. There's some things going on his end. And at one point I internalized it and was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me? And it's not me. Y'all, girl, y'all, I'm sorry. The boys is texting me. I gotta tell them I'm doing a show. I ain't got time for that right now. Chill. Because when I'm not doing anything, they ain't trying to talk to me. But then the minute I get on here, they like, what you doing? Go on, what you doing with somebody else, G? Go on with that. That usually does happen. Good for you to have found three. I have found three, or I've met three. So the second one, there are some things that he has to deal with on his own. At one point, when I was being very available, I was willing to give up my job, everything for this man. Like, I'm gonna be a home man, whatever. But either way, that didn't work out. The third one, once I came back to Atlanta, once I came back to Atlanta, I felt like over all the years of wanting to be with this person, it was very hard to say I want to date you. I think we should date. Like I've always wanted to be with this guy. From the first time I met him in 2009, 2010 ish, I always knew he would probably be the one. Like I just knew, but I've never told him that I want to date. And I finally told him, I was like, okay, I think we should date. And I hesitated a long time to tell him. And I finally told him that I want to date. And y'all, he said, and I quote, I'm good. He didn't really say he was good. He just said, I just like being a part of your life. And yeah, all that good stuff. So he's a great guy, but it's a no-go. But at least he knows. And he texted me, he was like, see, that wasn't so hard to tell me that you like me. And I'm like, friend, I've always liked you. Like, honey, I get stupid. I'm a schoolgirl when I'm around you. Like, bruh, like you are it. Like when I say if I was to bring this man home, actually, I bought one of the three home and my family fell in love with him. Like one of the guys I did bring home, and my entire family has met him and they loved him. Like my mama don't like nobody. Let me be clear. My mama don't like nobody, but she liked this guy. Like I never bring guys home to meet my family. And I brought him home and they fell in love with him. They always would ask about him. Where's blah blah blah? And I'm like, child, running around looking crazy. Um, let's see. It was something else I wanted to tell y'all, but okay, so let me tell y'all about these guys that I've dated or I've interacted with that live public lives. This dating world is interesting. More specifically, I want to bring this home just for those of you who are watching. And it's not that I'm trying to push my same gender loving feelings on anyone, but I just want people to be aware that being a black queer man is difficult. It is very difficult. It is very difficult. And people are like, oh, it ain't hard. Like everybody has their struggles. Your first struggle is being black. That's the first thing. Let's be clear. We all deal with that. Your second struggle is not being accepted by your community because of who you love. So these gentlemen that I have interacted with who live public lives, I would never say their names or anything like that, but they struggle with their sexuality or who they love because if they were to say who they love, they could never make the money that they make or do the things that they do. Two of the guys, no, one of them is an NFL pro athlete, like NFL pro athlete, body for days. Let's be clear. Fine, fine, fine. And he and I have had a great experience. The problem with him is he can never live a public life. He could never love a man publicly. And then the other thing is he went out and got married. I said, oh, girl, you gotta go. The other one played football also. He was kind of out, but not out. And I was like, girl, I ain't got time for you. You kind of cuckoo. He wanted me to run after him. I was like, child, you better be glad I'm one of these messy kids, honey, because I've been posted your face everywhere because he was horrible. But again, because he could not be who he is, who he wanted to be publicly, everything that we did was at home or at a hotel. It was never out. And I'm sharing this just to say, if you meet someone who is same gender loving, it doesn't matter if they're black, white, green, yellow, if they love men, if they love women. People deal with struggles. They have their own struggles. Ain't nobody trying. To my straight brothers, If every woman don't want you, what makes you think every man wants you? And to my sisters, if every man don't want you, what makes you think every woman, every gay woman wants you? Everybody ain't trying to be with you, friends. Like, we are not sexual beings. Like, that is not the first thing on the top of my head when I get ooh, let me go try to turn on a straight man. Girl, anybody got time for that? Y'all come to me willingly and able. Um, so yeah, so I've messed with some people who live public lives, and my thing is, I've always said if I was to date someone who does live a public life, I would always want to be in the background. I would never want to be in the limelight. Like that's just Charles said this is a conversation for another show. No, our relationship is a conversation for another show. It's much more complex. It is much more complex. You better appreciate. Yes, Kyle. I'm just saying, I just want the kids to know, like, people really be struggling with their lifestyle. Like some people struggle with their career choices. Some people struggle with where they want to live, what they want to drive, all that stuff. Queen Latifah styling. Yes, like I would like to be like how Queen Latifah and how Ellen, they always kept their person in the background because I want to date you. I don't want to date what you have. I don't want to date your public life. I don't want to date your money. I want the benefits of your money and what it can buy. Hey. But I want to be with you. I don't want to be in the limelight. Like case in point with the NFL player. He went to the Super Bowl this past weekend. And I was in LA that weekend. And did I want to see him? Yes, but I knew he was going to be at the Super Bowl, and I'm perfectly fine with not hanging out with these people. I'm like, I'm good. I'm Gucci. I got friends. Okay, when you're ready. Charles, don't do it. Don't do it. Walter said that's why we click when we work together. Yes, just because you like me, you never tried anything, just normal guy, mad, cool, and funny. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can be friends. Like, I have y'all. Let me tell you this. I have some really close heterosexual male friends, like really good brother friends, hug, whatever. We could lay on the couch, lay in the bed, all that good stuff. I've had one guy, his wife told me, she was like, I didn't like you when I first met you because I feel like my husband loved you more than he loved you, love me. I said, well, friend, we're not dating. Like, we just click, like we just brothers, like we just brothers, like we bond, like dudes do. Like it ain't nothing sexual. Like you can have relationships with gay men and straight men can be best friends with no problem. I don't understand why that's such an issue. But yeah, I like when I can click with a straight guy who is like not caring about my lifestyle. Like if y'all know the straight guys that are in my life and how they treat me, I'll be like, act up if you wanna. I got something for that. Bloop. But yes. Sorry, I had to drink me some water. So either way, so that's about dating and love. I think that's gonna grow while I'm here. I know I'm over my little hour limit, but it is what it is. So y'all ask me some random questions. Can I get a plane ticket? No, you cannot get a plane ticket. Go buy your own. They all free. Yes, these are questions that y'all asked me. Can I get a plane ticket? Kyle said, love straight guys who are like that. They are so protective. They're very protective because it's like, yo, I got you. Anybody try to come at you? And I'm like, kid, I'm from South Carolina. I know how to gut people like fish. Don't try me. Thank you for how hard it is for people to get it. I'm down the street. Trust me, Walter, I know. Like, bro, since living in New York, my whole thing is like people be walking up on me. I literally turn around and see what. Don't walk up on people like that because that's how you get punched. So here's some more questions that y'all asked. So earlier I talked about the Chronicles of China. And so someone said, in your Chronicles of China stories, is anything or anyone real? If any of you have ever read my Chronicles of China, which I took the site down because someone told me, it was like, you putting all your stuff out there for free. So my Chronicles of China was essentially about stories about this Black woman who had a really high paying gig and how she essentially just had all these male suitors and how they were treating her and all this good stuff. So to answer your question, is anything or anyone real in Chronicles of China? Yes. A lot of the guys in the stories from Chronicles of China are real. And some of the situations are, well, really, most of the situations are real. They're just exaggerated a little. One story I can talk about in particular is the time that China was going to work and an Uber driver, or she had a limo to take her to work. That happened for me in New York because I had someone that fancied me and wanted to make sure I was taken care of. And I got to work with no problems and home from work too. Thank you. I miss him. He's a cool guy. Ain't nothing happened. We didn't. I don't have to get what I need, honey. I just talk to them the right way. Don't you like me, Daddy? Don't y'all judge me. Uh, let's see. What's another situation? So one of the main characters in Chronicles of China, his name was London Bay. He is a real guy. We still talk. If I lived on the West Coast, I honestly, if I back it up, if I lived in California, period, I honestly, to be transparent with y'all, I would probably be married at this point. There are two guys I could. One is Nigerian born, London raised, which is why in Chronicles of China, I reference to him as London Bay. He's an amazing guy. We still talk. We're friends, but this East Coast, West Coast thing doesn't work for him. It just doesn't gel for him. But amazing guy. Amazing guy. Another one is in LA. I forgot what his name was in the story, but he and I just recently had a spat because his issue was, Centron, why aren't we together? And I'm like, friend, you live in LA, I live in Atlanta now, and I'm not moving to LA and you're not moving to Atlanta. So it sounds like we got a problem. Because my thing was, why should I commit to you if you're not going to commit to me? Before I purchased my home in Atlanta, he had an option to get me to move to LA, but he didn't take it. He did not make me feel comfortable with picking up my life and moving across the country. I'm an only child. My mama was not about to have that. She don't know this, but she finding it out tonight. Yes, I could have moved to LA and I could be in a relationship, but I was just uncomfortable because I was like, what if I get to LA and then he flake out or he act cause baby? If I moved to LA, we was getting married, honey. The minute I landed, we was going to the courthouse. Okay. Um, but yeah, that hey friend. But either way, yeah. So Chronicles of China, most of it is real. So if you do read something, it is inspired by some type of life event. Some of those stories may pop back up. If you go on my Facebook feed and just type in Chronicles of China, you can read all the older ones. But a lot of the stories are real people. The book that I was writing, I stopped, and I've said this before. Writing a book is not that it was hard, but writing Chronicles of China was emotionally hard for me because when I talk about my experiences with certain gentlemen, I get emotional. And transferring that emotion to a book would be good. And people are like, oh, that would be great. It would make a great story. I get that. It will make a great story. The thing is, it's hard to write. It's just so hard to write those emotions down without crying or just getting depressed, just thinking about the situations. So yes, when are we getting a virtual tour of your home? So I'm reading the questions that y'all have sent me. When are we going on a virtual tour of your home? Never. I mean, I want y'all to know I would love for y'all to see my home. I would love for everyone to see my home. I would love for y'all to see my house. Like, I would love for y'all to see my home. My home is amazing. I love my home. The problem is, due to COVID, my home doesn't look the way I want it to look. I don't have the furniture that I want. It's not painted the way I want it. And because of that, I just don't want anybody to really see my house. Like, people come to my house and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your house. And I'm like, okay, I love my home too. But it just doesn't look the way I want it to look. So when it gets to where I want it to get, y'all will get a virtual tour. But if you're in Atlanta, hit me up and maybe, just maybe, you can go on a tour. If you come in the summertime, it'll be better because we have a rooftop bar. Yes, I said we got a rooftop bar on the 36th floor. Yeah, I stay in a building with like 36 floors. I'm on the 21st floor. So yeah, y'all definitely can come out. It's a lot of emotional trauma. Yes, Kyle, it is a lot of emotional trauma to write about these guys. When is your mom coming on the show? Child, I would love for my mom to come on the show, but that would be a hot mess. Yes, Lamar, you can come down whenever you want, friend. I would love to have my mom on the show, but child, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if my mom comes on the show, it would be a hot mess because y'all, my mom would be low key reading, like she be reading me, and I'm like, girl, you be reading me a little bit too much. You hurt my feelings. You're the mom, you should be coming at me like that. what inspired you to start Salad and Fries, and where would you like to see it go? Well, Salad and Fries was just inspired by my life experiences, and I just feel like sometimes we should just talk to people just so that people could just hear about our experiences, because you never know when your experience could actually help someone. So I just like to share some things that I deal with, some things that I've gone through, things I've experienced. Life for me hasn't always been a crystal stale. I like saying that. I love to see how Stella got our group back. But I love every moment, every aspect of my life, every tear I have shed, every obstacle I have been through. I am so grateful and so thankful. You all just do not know. People go through a lot of struggles, but I'm telling you, those moments of character building help. Those moments will build you into who you need to be. They will refine you into who you. That's why I can easily say I'm Sophista Ratchet, because I have just been refined to a place where I know what I want, I know what I need, and I will go get it. I don't need all the money in the world. Let me be clear. I don't need all the money in the world, because money don't make you happy. Now, the access that the money brings you can bring some form of happiness, which may be temporary. I'm all about long-term happiness. I'm all about this long-term feeling of self-love and being in my own universe. So I love all the challenges that I've been through. When I purchased my home, and I've said this before, I wanted my home to reflect everything that I have been through in my life. I wanted everything that I have been through to be reflected in this home purchase. And every day I come home, y'all don't understand. The minute I walk into that lobby and I get a welcome home, Mr. Shiver, baby. I sing that ponytail. I get on that elevator. I come upstairs. I kick off my shoes at my door. Like, kicking off your shoes at the door is kind of like a woman taking off her bra. Like, oh my gosh, it's so liberating. But I kick off my shoes at my door. Hey, Arlene. I kick off my shoes. I It feels great to come to my home, something that I worked for, something that reflects all my struggle, all of my accomplishments. And yeah, that's how your life should be. If you're dealing with something, I tell everybody, if you're ever dealing with something, look at everything you've accomplished and figure out where you want to go. There's nothing that you can't accomplish. There is nothing that you can't have. I have a friend that grew up in the hood of Baltimore. Bruh is like killing it. Like, he is doing exceptionally well. So you can't let your circumstance dictate who you are or what you're going to be. You got to do what you got to do. I know a young man right now, and he might be watching this show. He does not have all the money in the world, but he has a vision for this app that he is developing. And every time I talk to him, I feel like I'm in Tyler Perry's Acrimony, like where old boy was trying to work on this little machine or whatever, or the one that Will Smith was in, that movie too. They all had this idea of something. This young man is the same way. Every bit of money he gets, he invests into this app that he's working on. And literally, I'm looking at him like, okay, you have nothing, but you are well worth over a million. Like, you're a millionaire without even having the money. Like, his mind is there. He knows what he wants. He's like, yeah, people judge me because of how I look and the kind of car I drive. And I'm like, yeah, friend, because I kind of judge you too. Because when you pull up with no hubcaps, honey, I was like, girl, what's going on with no hubcaps on this car? But when he told me his story, I was like, oh, it makes sense. I would be driving a hoopty too if I was putting all my money into my future. And he's really young, and he's putting all his money into his future. So he's gonna literally, when this stuff takes off, y'all, he's gonna be paid. He's gonna be in first class up in the sky drinking champagne. Yes, he will be. But either way, I've enjoyed chatting with you guys tonight. What did Cal say? That's how I feel when I pull into that garage, walking to the music stop playing. Okay, now listen, my home is a smart home, but child, I don't have Miss Alexa in my house. I don't have Siri in my house. I don't do that. Child, she's scary. But I want to thank you guys so much. Next week, that's going to be February 28th at 7 p.m. I'm going to have the fabulous Lynette Dobie on. Y'all, she is the dreamer and the believer. Like, when I say Lynette Dobie is it, she is the dreamer and the believer. I call her, she has a motivational brand. And I just want y'all to hear her story. Like, Lynette is thebomb.com. So tune in next week for another episode of Salad and Fries. I'm going to have my special guest, Lynette Doby. Every week, I am so appreciative for those of you who join, who sit and listen to my rants. The month of March, we're going to have some fabulous people on. March is fire. Like, y'all don't understand. March is going to be fire. So make sure you tune in to Salad and Fries for March. Don't forget to go to our website. Our website, again, is going to be salad-n-fries.com. It's at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you go to saladandfries.com. Click on the YouTube link. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you send the link to all your friends and family, because remember, we need to get Salad and Fries monetized on YouTube. And the only way I can do that is to get more subscribers, more views. So make sure you are subscribing, liking, sharing, all that good stuff for Salad and Fries, because everybody deserves a little salad and fries. So thank you so much for tuning in this week. Look forward to seeing you next week when I have none other than Miss Lynette Doby on for another episode of Salad and Fries.